Welcome back to Oxford. It's Nottingham Hoods versus Oxford. Nottingham in the black and the green, attacking the line to your left in this first half. Katie Fielding of CSSC Valkyries joining us in commentary for this one. Welcome, Katie. Great to have you, and fantastic performance in the last match.
Thank you very much.
10 scores, and they made it quite hard for you as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They were driving really hard at us, and they were coming at us hard and running good pistons at us, but we moved them around well.
So I spoke to Ollie a little bit earlier about the CSSC setup. He was full of praise, says you've got loads of people playing touch, really enjoying it. And yes, seems like a really good bunch of both boys and girls you've got down there.
Yep, it's a really lovely team to play for, good club.
And what was your sort of entry into the world as Oxford looked to burst through the middle here? Nottingham defence at ones and twos come in under pressure early in this first half. And there's the dive for the line. Let's keep an eye on the referee here. He likes it. There's smiles on the faces, and Oxford go one up. We'll come back to your adventure because Oxford are well and truly underway, and a fantastic finish there.
It was a fantastic score. Really good hole hitting.
Kai Xuan Ong opens the scoring. Keep your eye on her there, the number one in the white visor. Short ball. There's a huge gap there. Defenders not sure who's marking who. It's always good to see a dive, isn't it?
It is, it's always good.
So this match is a final. It's 20 minutes one way. It's a touchdown turnaround. So if this game wasn't lung-busting enough already, there's even more running involved.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot to ask at the end of the day.
So talk me through what happens this evening, because one would think that after a hard day on the field of play, you have an ice bath, you tuck yourself into bed nice and early, but I get the feeling it doesn't quite work like that here.
Well, I've actually been told that the difference between an ice bath and a hot bath isn't too different, and I'm willing to accept that. I
mean, you get to lie down in either, so it's not bad, is it?
Yeah, I suppose you're supposed to go home, have a bath of some description, eat a carb-heavy dinner, and get an early night.
I do like the idea of a carb-heavy dinner, to be honest.
It's pretty much the reason I play touch.
3.5 minutes gone, just the one score separating the teams. Nottingham Hoods being turned around by that Kai Xuan Ong try. Touchdown, should I say.
Hips not straight there.
So anyway, let's go back into your journey into the world of touch rugby, because no one begins as a touch player. How did you find your way into the sport?
I was playing ringer in a rounders match for a friend's scientific institute's team.
Of all the answers that I expected to get, that wasn't one. Oh, what a pass that was. The touch was made, but Oxford threading the needle there. So you were a ringer for a scientific institute rounders team?
Yes.
What happens next?
I am quite competitive and have always played a lot of sport, and someone said, I play this game called touch, it's mixed with guys, I think you'd really enjoy it, come along.
You say you were a ringer in a rounders team. Was it a ringer because you weren't a member of the Scientific Institute, or because you are actually a world-class rounders player?
Both.
Fantastic news, I'm finding out all kinds here.
I did play rounders for England for a while when I was younger.
And so from then?
From then I started playing for G-Force. We were in the DTS rounds last year. We went up to CTS or the Elite Series this year, and then I made a regional squad last year, and from that started playing women's with CSSC.
Excellent stuff, and here we are today in glorious Oxford. The only people who aren't happy here today are the ones who have hay fever.
Which is a lot of people.
Yeah, as I say, quite literally clawing my eyes out. But fantastic conditions. You know, it must be difficult because you're out there in the warm, it's energy sapping, but you seem to be a part of a great team. 10 scores in that victory.
Yeah, it was a really good game for us. It was a tough ask at the end of the day. It's been very hot all day, and trying to drink enough water and things like that, especially when we're all used to playing through quite literally in the snow. Oh wow, that was
surely
forward.
That's a forward pass. Well, the referee blows for it eventually. But, you know, he likes to keep us guessing.
Yeah.
6 minutes of the 20 gone. Nottingham having to go through a lot of defence here. Oxford 1 score to the good, and if anything, they look the more likely to extend that lead. 5 metres short. A nice change of pace, but the pass just goes to ground. You can see the thinking there.
You can see the thinking. They just need to try and set up those attacking plays a little bit earlier rather than in the last.
Here come Nottingham again then. They get themselves off the mark. It's a little bit lateral though. They're not clearing their half, or they're certainly not making it easy for themselves. Halfway through their touch count and only just up over halfway.
The play itself looks good. They just need to get those halves in a little bit sooner and get that ball up off the ground quicker and keep that momentum going.
First touch there for Oxford then as we approach 8 minutes. So they'll be much more pleased with that, driving towards their box. 3 touches and well into the Nottingham half, but good rush defence there from Nottingham. They sent a few flyers up, so that's 4 touches. There's the touchdown scorer, Kai. Last touch, no one really giving her an option there on the
Not
last
really,
touch.
no. Again, they just need to set a bit of a better platform to drive it up, especially for that scoop off the last.
One thing to be said for Nottingham, they all do look comfortable with ball in hand. Everyone's comfortable passing, but maybe they just need somebody to go forward.
Yes, they are all confident off the ball. Really good like that, and then you can see that Nottingham are worried every time they're being driven at. They are worried about the options that can come off it. They're watching their short side, and Oxford just need to be confident finishing it.
Kai's lost her cap. That's come off a blue hander. That'll be a fresh set of 6, and some rare territory here for Nottingham. Gone. If you've been watching all day, you'll have been watching matches that are 20 minutes each way. This 20 minutes in total, but each time a team scores they swap sides, or swap ends should I say, because swap sides makes it sound like they swap jerseys.
Oh dear.
Oh, a hard tackle there.
Yeah, that'll be a hard touch.
Certainly sold it.
Yeah. She didn't look stable going in for the touch, but a hard touch as well. Oh, that's a shame. When they had a fresh set of 6 there.
Let off for Oxford, who still lead by the narrowest of margins. 1 touchdown to 0 as we approach 10 minutes and the halfway point of this match.
Oxford looking to set a good platform as they drive back on with fresh legs.
They're finding it a lot easier to get into Nottingham's half than Nottingham are finding.
They are, definitely, and now they've got that driving play, they just need to finish it.
So going back to your adventure into touch, You never played, did you ever play contact rugby union?
No, never played any contact rugby.
Ah, that's interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, I was very much a blank canvas when I came to touch.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I think people saw the positives in that. Learning to pass has been interesting though.
Look, I know some people who've been playing rugby union for 20 years and they still can't pass, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But you do need a full skill set, don't you?
You do, definitely, and it's probably one of the most interesting sports I've played in that it's so analytical, and it is a puzzle game. You've got a line of people and you've got to break through them. So it's very interesting. A lot to think about on the pitch when you're moving at speed and everyone's shouting.
And, you know, completely and utterly exercising every sinew and every cubic millimetre of your lungs possible.
Yes, actually another interesting part of it for me is obviously that you pace yourself through a game. In a lot of games you're not constantly subbing on and off, so that concept of running as hard as you can and giving everything you've got for a couple of minutes at a time as well is very different to what else I played.
Yeah, it's a really different fitness to a lot of other sports, isn't it?
Definitely.
And it's also interesting when you watch a lot of other sports, actually being substituted, regardless of whether it's rolling subs or not, is an opportunity to perhaps get a little bit of air in the lungs. But very often you'll see players moving as quickly to try and get off the field of play as you will when they're trying to get on it.
Oh, this is looking good.
Here's a chance.
Nice.
Well, there were a couple of missed touches there from Nottingham, but Oxford double their lead. I'd like to take another look at this. Where was the missed touch? It's a good turn of pace, but the Nottingham defence at ones and twos there, they did not look organised at all.
No, I think there was some confusion about who should be going up next and who should be going up next for the touch and covering the rest of their team.
And it turns out nobody did. And Oxford stroll in to make it 2-0. 7 minutes to go. And it's difficult to see where Nottingham's route back into this match is going to come from.
They've got all the plays. Oh, it's a good breakthrough. Yep, so getting a half in quickly is great. Oh.
Referee having a look at this.
Late pass, I think.
Not only has the score not been awarded, they've coughed up possession as well.
Oxford driving it up the wing to get fresh legs on. Oh, nice.
Oh, look
brilliant.
at this. Oh.
Brilliant yards.
Not just the step, but the arc as well. Great spatial awareness. Take Oxford back into the Nottingham half. There's a pass to try and release some space. The pass has to go inside, surely. Oh, but they're called back for the forward ball.
Unlucky, and that's the danger, isn't it, when you get that breakaway and people panic, make a mistake where you'd be better off going down and carry on that drive.
But the referee is maybe 3 seconds too late on the whistle. It's like dangling the carrot, isn't it? It's like when Chris Tarrant on Millionaire used to hold the check out and say, but we don't want to give you that.
This is what you could have won.
Yes. Brutal stuff.
Ooh.
Unnecessary penalty given away there. And this is a fresh set of 6 for Nottingham.
So hopefully Nottingham are talking to each other now and working out what they want to do with their attacking plays. They're threatening the outsides at the moment. And a short runner.
It's 2 touches.
It looks like, oh. Not sure about that.
15 minutes gone, 5 remaining. Oxford leading Nottingham 2 scores to 0. And As soon as they get themselves some good field position, Nottingham, they seem to make an error and hand the impetus back to Oxford. And this is a much better drive from the Blues as well. Again, a few seconds too late.
He's definitely keeping us guessing. The players must be struggling. So we've got a buddy up there, taking that, beaten one. Just need that half in a bit quicker. That's great, great drive there.
Right, 3 touches. They've got time and space here, and again they make the mistake. The ball goes to ground. Four minutes remaining for Nottingham to pull this one out of the fire. Oxford, they've looked relatively comfortable in defence. However, Nottingham made it a little bit easy for them by making those errors, coughing up possession.
A few unforced errors, which is letting both sides down as well, and you can see that fatigue later in the day now.
Here's Kai, scorer of the opening touchdown. It's been quite quiet since then, but it has been a game where defences have been on top. Oh, that's a much better injection of pace.
Oh, unlucky.
Just ran out of space as much as anything, trying to force that pass. It threatened for a second to get us up out of our seats there.
It looks like Nottingham are trying to get fresh legs on as well now.
Well, they're running out of time. Huge credit has to go to Oxford, though, to go 17.5 minutes without conceding. A suggestion that could be forward.
I was like, oh, it's so check quickly, I'm not going to watch it.
Here come Oxford once again.
Oxford driving nice and hard there. Oh, unforced. Yeah, just both sides. You can see the fatigue now with those unforced errors coming out.
I think they're tired, but it's almost like they've stopped looking. Well,
it does seem to be a bit of that. Oh, some good driving here from Nottingham.
That's much better, but again, I want the half hitting that.
Looks like that was over the mark.
Which is probably why I'm not a coach. So the referee out there now, with the shaven head, I know him as PC Mikey, and I first met him as the Loughborough University campus police officer back in 2008.
Really?
That is rolling back the years. I also sang at his wedding. That's a little fact for you, fact fans. Here's Kai, 4 metres short. Nottingham really up against it now. They're running out of time. They're 2 scores behind, and they are deep inside their own half. But clever play, though, just eating up the clock as we approach the final minute. 20 minutes one way.
We're having a chat now about what kind of attacking plays they want to run.
But this, of course, is a cup final. They've earned the right to be here. They've defended very well, have Oxford. I think Nottingham will wonder what could have been here, particularly if this is the 3rd score. I think pushed over the line as much as anything.
Thought she might have just squeezed through there.
Would have been some finish.
She's got a great dive on her.
Yeah, she has. Stylish stuff. Last chance saloon for Nottingham then. We'll be hearing the hooter in a few seconds' time. Up over halfway. And there it is, last play. And Nottingham happy to let time run out. Oxford are the winners, are the champions. 2 scores to 0. And it was one for the purists. They had to work particularly hard for it, did Oxford. And we're going to be getting a post-match interview here. So, Katie, your thoughts on that one, and also your thoughts on the weekend thus far?
It was a good game. You know, you saw some structured play there. They had good driving patterns. They were subbing on and off well. But I think both sides at times were just struggling to finish those moves. They were both, you know, both sides were driving well and getting up to the line, but just couldn't quite finish those plays off.
Sometimes those games, though, low-scoring games where there are a few errors, what you'd say are unforced errors, it's quite difficult to maintain your composure and actually get over the line and win. So huge credit to Oxford there.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it can be a very frustrating thing, and sometimes there's a lot of voices on a touch pitch and someone needs to take charge, or yeah, it's just quite a difficult ask sometimes. So I think well played to Oxford.
And as for Nottingham, I think back to the drawing board, work on those fundamentals and maybe work on having that one voice, that one leader to sort of drag them through, because there's certainly talent there.
Oh, definitely. And I think Oxford have got quite a lot of very experienced, very talented players, and who will be invaluable on the pitch for keeping people calm in those moments, regaining composure, and Nottingham might just be lacking a little bit of that.
Oxford are the winners. Nottingham runners-up on this occasion. So let's take the focus back to the Valkyries. The badge on your jersey, a fantastic win on pitch number 1 here. So what are your objectives for the weekend?
Our objectives were to run hard, threaten them on their outsides, and hit holes on the line, which I think we did in that last game. We're really pleased to finish the day on that.
I was waiting for you to say to win it, to sweep all before us.
Yeah, how intense has it been? It's been the clouds come over, we've got a bit of a breeze now, so it's perfect time for it. But how hard has it been today with the heat?
It was so hot, honestly. Everyone was just sweating, and we were going to drop-offs, and yeah, it was hard.
In terms of the credit to the Nottingham team, first off, how hard do they make it for you?
Really, really hard. So this is actually our second game against them. In the last one, we actually only won by 1, so we knew it was going to be tough. They're quick, they're really young, Yeah, it was hard.
And how proud are you of your team for the performances you've been putting in today?
Honestly, so good. We've got some new players and they just picked it up immediately. We've had really good games. Everyone, never gave up at any point, and it was just really good.